Saturday afternoon, August 3rd, I'm exploring inland Nova Scotia, south of Kingston, and I just passed through McGill Lake Wilderness area. I just passed an epic campsite on the lake, but it was occupied. It's Saturday night, and not only that, but it's a holiday weekend in Canada. The road passed over that dam and there was a flat spot with a fire ring, so I think that's where I'm going to spend the night. But before that, I thought this was a really good place to put in the kayak for a float. It's been a while, and this is a beautiful lake in central Nova Scotia. Wind is out tonight, blowing me around a bit. There are countless islands to explore in every direction, and it's just pristine. This is awesome. I just saw a deer over there. Not to mention, this is a surefire way to escape the mosquitoes, which are still out in abundance. Well, they might not be that bad, but they're definitely still out. Stopped on an island just to stretch my legs, but it's starting to get dark out, so I should probably make my way back to the Jeep and then try to get some shut-eye. I'm still a little bit tired from the 20 hours of driving to get here last week. Sunday morning and I'm well rested. The temperatures are perfect here in Nova Scotia. There's the lake. This is Shoofly Pie, and it's a Pennsylvania Dutch delicacy. My mom makes these pies for a restaurant in Boyertown, Pennsylvania called the Jukebox Cafe. It is essentially molasses in a pie crust, topped with brown sugar crumbs. I'm enjoying my Shoofly Pie, and then I'm going to make some coffee and keep exploring. Alright, the kayak is all loaded up and we're ready to go. I've got Backroad Mapbooks Canada loaded into Gaia GPS, and I'm trying to figure out a game plan. I think what I'm going to do is follow this road right here that goes south into central Nova Scotia, and then hopefully it empties out down on this blacktop and go west to Kejimkujik National Park. Although I'm not sure about this road that I want to follow. I passed it last night and it looked a little bit overgrown from the start, so I'm not that confident because it goes quite a ways. It might just be ATV width or something that I can't negotiate. We'll see. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. A very old, remotely located cabin. I don't think it sees much use. It definitely doesn't have Wi-Fi. This route has been long and very overgrown, and I'm still worried that it might not go all the way through, but it sure has been delivering some amazing scenery. I found this flat spot next to yet another lake, and I'm wondering if I should just spend the night here tonight. It's only 1 p.m., but what a beautiful place that I have all to myself. I'll definitely go out on the water again if I do. I'm trying to eat better. Yes, I know I had molasses pie this morning, but that was my mom's. Regardless of whether or not I spend the night here, I put the kayak in to explore the lake a little bit. And then I got out of the kayak. Experiences like this are the reason that I carry the kayak with me in the first place. I know I don't use it often, and I certainly don't use this boat to its potential, but when I happen upon a lake like this, I love having the option of exploring it. Well, it's already 5 p.m. I guess I'm spending the night here tonight. There's no point in trying to find another campsite this late. No complaints here. Grilled ham and cheese sandwich. Believe it or not, it has truly been a long time since I've made a grilled cheese.
Doc, are you telling me you built a time machine?
Alright, after leaving the lake, the road very quickly emptied out into a major artery. It's still a dirt road, but it's a lot wider and looks well traveled. The question is, do I go left or do I go right? This road is very dry, but very rutted. Must turn into a swamp in the mud season. Wow, jackpot. Beautiful lakeside beach. My only question is, how am I the only one here? Phenomenal. Everything that I've found so far in Nova Scotia I found by wandering at random. No research, just following Backroad Mapbooks Canada and finding just some extraordinary places. This road past the lake is degrading, so I see myself turning around soon. I don't have to backtrack too far, I just came up here to explore this offshoot. I just turned into Kejimkujik National Park, and I don't really know what to expect, but I'm gonna check it out. I went in blinder than usual on this one. I wanted to visit Kejimkujik and go for a hike or something, but it's already 1 p.m. and I had where I was going to spend the night to consider. So at the gate, at the entrance, I asked if they had any campsites available, and they certainly did, so here I am. I'm not going to settle in quite yet. I'm going to grab a bite to eat for lunch, and then after my salad, I'm going to take the Jeep out and see if I can find any hiking trails or anything like that. Looking over the pamphlet, I think I'm going to head up to this hiking trail number 5. Hemlocks and Hardwoods, 5-kilometer loop. It's bright and early on Tuesday morning, August 6th, and I'm leaving Kejimkujik campground to head into town, do some interneting, run some errands. Got about a 2-hour drive ahead of me. That was The Barn, Coffee and Social House in Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia. I just searched for coffee in Google Maps and that's what came up, and it was a really pleasant surprise. Really good. I could see myself going back there. I'm in the town of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, and I'm packing my day pack, gonna walk around, get a bite to eat. Beautiful coastal town. Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. I'm in love with this place. Such an idyllic seaside community and so colorful. I also hit a home run with a Salt Shaker Deli, where I had margarita pizza and an IPA. Now I have to figure out where I'm going to spend the night, which is going to be considerably less glamorous. I could either improvise and find somewhere off the paved road, or I could do a Walmart parking lot, which would be easy. It's Wednesday morning and my night was uneventful, but I always do sleep with one eye open in those types of scenarios, so I hear cars roll by throughout the night. That's why I far prefer sleeping in the wilderness somewhere. I didn't think this track was going anywhere fruitful, but it's a nice little clearing by the river. If anything, a discreet place to spend the night, but I'm gonna keep looking. This trail's been so cool, and according to the map, it goes down to the water. The payoff was going to be huge, but instead, a gate. A gate. Onward. This'll do for the night. It's just a flat spot next to a lake at the end of a very lightly traveled 2-track. So I don't think anyone's going to bother me. There are fairly recent ATV tracks. No, those are mine. But over there are fairly recent ATV tracks, maybe 2 or 3 days old. So people probably do come down here to go fishing, enjoy the lake. I totally went for a swim and it felt so good. The water is warm. It's warmer than the air. My week in Nova Scotia, the temperature has been fairly cool, relatively speaking. Maybe mid to upper 70s Fahrenheit. While my hair feels clean after being underwater, it's probably laden with algae and microscopic organisms. It's worth it. It was refreshing. If you've watched my recent episodes, you know that lately I've been wrestling with the electronic sway bar disconnect on my Jeep. And the issue is the mechanical components are so old and worn out that the system is prone to taking on water. And it can be a deep puddle, it could be a torrential rainfall on the highway, so that when it becomes waterlogged, I go to disconnect the sway bar and then it becomes seized and I can't reconnect it again. So I'm at Dartmouth Chrysler Dodge Jeep and I'm going to have them take care of it once and for all by replacing the mechanical components with new ones. It seems like the sway bar components that we ordered came with a new actuator too, and we weren't expecting that. All we needed were the mechanical components. So we're looking into that. I might have an extra actuator, which will come in handy.
You're gonna have a spare actuator.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's the way it comes. So he wants me, if you want, I can take the other one apart for you.
Yeah.
And just hand you the actuator, unless you want to take the whole bar and everything with you. I know you're gonna be limited for space, but
okay.
But you're
no, not the whole bar, but the actuator for sure.
Yeah, because you never know.
All right,
perfect.
I'm gonna have an extra actuator. What's going in through here?
Through here.
Did they improve this for the new model?
They've updated the seal and the boot around it.
Okay.
So hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, that the new updated seals will keep the water from penetrating the actuator or the mechanism inside, and it should be good.
This is Craig Bennett at Dartmouth Dodge, and he's a resident Jeep guy here. So you took care of my sway bar, and I should be good to go.
It's been a pleasure. It's been awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you back from your trip from Newfoundland. Hopefully you stop by and say hi again.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah. And next time without any
without any problems, exactly.
Dartmouth Dodge was great. Shout out to Dave and Craig for being so accommodating and helpful. The cost of that part, though, it lists in their computer for 1,300 Canadian, and in US currency I think that translates to about 1,000. And they helped me out with the price a little bit, but it still hurts. The takeaways are the new sway bar assembly is better sealed against water, and I also have a new actuator now. So if it goes bad again, I have extra parts. You might very well be asking, why didn't I just go with a less expensive aftermarket unit and be done with it? Well, I wanted to keep the convenience of the factory system. That's one of the reasons I bought the Rubicon, and I wanted to keep it. It's Thursday night, and it has been a full week. I settled in another lakeside campsite tonight that is inland that I found just by studying Backroad Mapbooks Canada, and I use Google Maps satellite view to help me find the clearing. So it's a nice secluded spot. It's a little bit buggy outside, but it'll serve the purpose tonight. After I had the sway bar dealt with, I traveled further east into Nova Scotia. I did some scouting and found fast internet, a decent library, and a great place to edit and publish this week's episode. So tomorrow morning I should be able to hit the ground running. But I do have my work cut out for me. I'm probably going to get a start tonight because I collected a ton of footage this week. With all that said, thank you for following along. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch up with you again next Friday. Next week, I have a ferry to catch.